The fuck kind of movie is this?
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
And here we are. We're back with part 2 of Friendsgiving.
Mm-hmm. Am I allowed to pull quotes from the bloopers? Probably, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if it's... we do scene by scene, trailer to end credits. So I think
that's right.
If there's any quotes within that time frame, it's
in the runtime.
It's what they would say in legalese as fair use.
That's right. We are lawyers.
we are.
That's canon.
It's not Shut the Fuck Up Friday, but
that's right.
But it is fair use.
Sunday,
Thursday, or whatever.
Thursday. We're recording on Sunday, listeners.
Yes.
This episode is coming out on Thursday.
Yes. You're listening to it right now on Thursday, probably.
That's right.
Yes. So fair use Sunday.
Thanksgiving week after Thursday.
This movie is like a weird fever dream thing going on here. Okay, so we're back with part 2 for Friendsgiving 2020 movie with Malin Akerman, Dennings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I said it like that.
I don't either.
It just kind of happened. Kind of roll off the tongue. Yeah, Dennings. A bunch of stand-up comedians and Jane Seymour.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So we left off with a bunch of questions, right?
That's right.
None of which we're going to answer. So
yeah, or even recap and remind you. So
nope. So go back and listen to part 1 if you missed that.
Yeah. And when we last left, we were with Abby in the kitchen.
As long as you download, you can fast forward to like the last 5 minutes. That's fine.
Yeah, great point. I think you have to listen to at least like a minute of it to count on like Spotify or something. So do that.
Really? Okay. Do that and then fast forward to the last 5 minutes.
Right.
You'll be all caught up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I feel like we're breaking the fourth wall there. The podcast fourth wall, like this movie does.
We do that all the time. Right,
here.
Listeners?
Right, listeners?
Yes.
That
was good feedback that we got at the beginning when we were podcasting. People were like, it seems like you guys are talking to each other too much. Include the listeners.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Good point.
If you don't hear from the listeners, are they actually there, though? They're kind of like trees in the forest. If they fall and you don't hear, no one's around, it doesn't make a noise.
Good point.
See what I'm getting there?
Send us an email. thismeetsthat@gmail.com.
Let us know. All right, so we're in the kitchen, right? And or no, I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
We're visiting the baby, hanging out with the baby. Baby room.
Yeah, we're post kitchen.
Yep.
We're post kitchen now, upstairs, hanging out with the baby.
It's Abby and Lauren chatting, and then talking about the baby. I don't know what they said. Anything important?
Abby's talking about the baby dying a lot.
Which makes sense because she almost kills the baby later on. So
right, exactly. She's like, "How do you take care of a baby?" And Lauren's like, "It's not that hard.
No, you feed it, you wipe its ass, done. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it out of water. I think. Right.
Yep.
Because after midnight, it'll turn into like a gremlin or something.
Yeah. Well, only
or don't feed it.
Don't feed. Right.
Don't feed it, but don't get it wet either.
That's right.
Okay. Baby 101. Jared and Russ. Yep. Okay. ITMT, how to handle a baby.
The sequel to ITMT Safety Tips. Raising a baby with Jared and Russ.
Don't feed it after midnight. Don't get it wet.
Mm-hmm.
Done and done. Okay. It's easy peasy.
Don't feed it nuts. Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that. Don't feed Jared nuts. Everyone knows that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I forget. It's a mistake that happens, but
that's right.
All right, so then we're in the kitchen, right? Or Molly shows up and they hang out, they chat.
Yes, Jeff's topless now. That's news people are talking about.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about it.
Everyone's been talking. We're in the street.
Many people have said.
It's just great news. Everyone thinks it's great. Jeff's an idiot. He's an idiot. He's just an idiot. He's shirtless. He's shirtless because he didn't want to mess up his shirt.
Right. Well, so that's when we cut back to the kitchen now. So like we got the news that Jeff was shirtless upstairs. We get back down with Jeff and he's an idiot. The mom is picking on him. Helen is Jane Seymour's character.
Yes.
She's picking on him for being shirtless.
Yes.
And then he's like, well, I didn't want to get dirty. And also like, I'm a philanthropist. And she starts kind of prying into that, getting some more info.
Is this some type of scam he's running? What's going on here? He says like when someone donates to his charity, the charity floats him money. I was like, this is
I believe that's defrauding a charity.
Is it?
Yeah. 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 It's
Yeah. That's okay.
I believe it's like stealing from children with cancer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not going to need it, right?
No. Well, so they need a lot of it, actually.
at some point, they won't, though, right?
Yeah. God, I hope not.
You said you wanted to go edgy. I'll help you.
No.
I'll help you go edgy. You said you wanted to. So
yeah, you're doing great. We do need to stimulate emails.
You've brought this upon yourself. You said you wanted to go edgy, but I knew you weren't, so I'm going to push it. So
you're right. You're right. I lied to all of you.
Your edge is so dull. Yeah. All right, so and then we get Jeff expressing more how much he's into Molly. He tells the mother, right?
Yeah, it's very sweet.
But yeah, he's basically a freeloader.
He seems like a big dummy freeloader, but he's also seems earnest.
Yes. Yeah. Only all these characters, by the way, like they're just very kind of just shallow, one-dimensional stereotypes, right? Of
mostly, yeah.
And once other characters get introduced, and then some are just like they're just people, which no one wants to watch a movie about just people, right?
Right. Well,
actually, that might be a good movie, right? It could just be called People.
Something to think about.
Dirty movie. All right, so
dirty movie. Seinfeld.
Still funny. All right, so then we're back up in the baby room, right? And we got Abby, Molly, and Lauren chatting, right?
Yeah.
We are by the way, we're about like 45 minutes away from dinner time, I think, at this point.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm trying to figure out like if we can figure out how much time has passed since,
yeah, I feel it's probably only been like 15, 20 mintes since.
I think so too.
So we might still be like an hour and a half away from dinner.
Like what else would have happened, right?
Yeah, we must be.
Yeah. So they're chatting away, and then Lauren's like, "Guess what, motherfuckers? I brought chocolate covered shrooms."
Yeah, great idea. Yeah. Enough for microdoses, apparently, which seems inaccurate compared to the effects that we'll see shortly.
Yes. Well, yes. And yes. A lot of peer pressure here, and then a lot of boob chat.
That's right.
Free the nipple. Do what you got to do.
Yeah. Tice, I think, made a comment like, "Oh, this is like whoever wrote this movie is like, oh, let's just like write a joke that women would think is funny." And
so we got confirmation that it's not funny from a woman who,
I guess, yeah. And this movie is written and directed by women, so I don't.
One
woman. That's right. She's responsible. You're right. I'm sorry. I was trying to spread the blame a little bit. I'm not being edgy enough again. Nicole Payon, we are calling you out. This is your fault. Bad movie. Mm-hmm. It could have been good,
but it's your first, so
yeah. So you get some slack.
You get a Thanksgiving pass.
Yeah. In the spirit of Thanksgiving.
So they're doing shrooms. Have you ever? Get deep here. Have you ever done shrooms? Should we record this?
Yeah,
I can't record.
I don't know. Yeah, should we record this? No, I think that's fine. Yeah, shrooms are cool.
I haven't. Yeah, they're natural, right? They grow.
Yeah, if it's from the ground, it's just pass it around, baby.
Yeah, it's just mushrooms on cow shit, right? Or some. Yeah. It's like poop mushrooms, right?
It doesn't have to be.
Okay, well,
you grow them in dirt. I don't.
Oh, okay.
Naturally in the wild. If you were gonna go like foraging, that's the tip.
Typically, you want to go to like a cow farm, and be like start sifting through some shit.
Yeah, but I think the majority of hallucinogenic mushrooms that are consumed are grown by people who are actively trying to do that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, because you need some shit to make things grow anyways, right? Because you need the nutrients and everything, right?
Not really, just like dirt.
Just dirt and
yeah. Well, you need a substrate like
dirt and some good luck.
You can use rice even. People use rice sometimes to start a culture of mushrooms. Yeah. But you can grow gourmet mushrooms too. Oyster mushrooms.
I like a shiitake.
Oh, nice shiitake.
Yeah, should take mushroom. I love those.
Oof, yeah, same. Big mushroom guy over here.
Big mushroom guy.
Yeah.
So earthy.
Chocolate goes pretty well with mushrooms. So I'll bring us back to the movie.
I've never had chocolate and mushrooms.
Pretty good.
All right.
Something to think about.
Okay. I'll give it a whirl.
Earthy. Gives you that earthy vibe,
Earthy with the chocolate. Okay. I can see how that all works out. Okay. All right, then we cut to the photo booth. I don't know. Yeah, they're doing stuff.
Montage of photo booth and
and we have two of the lesbian characters talking to each other. One's like, "Hey, do you like basketball?" I don't know why. And she's like, "No, I don't like balls of any kind."
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, we move on to.
So that's when the ex starts pouring a drink for Molly, and it's like definitely heavy flirting, which is like 42 minutes in the movie, thankfully.
Yeah.
At this point.
This is. Yeah.
That's like, I mean, and I guess I should have said that when I compared it to the kissing booth. Also, like this movie stunk like the kissing booth, but it moved.
This one did.
Yeah, I thought so. It's very boring, but at least things happen quickly.
I actually walked away and let the movie keep playing.
That's probably fair.
And I went and used the bathroom. I got a glass of water and I came back, and I don't think I missed anything. But
that's fair. Just now at this part or some other part?
No, I think most of the movie.
Oh, fair enough.
I think I was doing so. I think I took a nap.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll help us out a little bit then. So this is also when the mom says that Jeff doesn't make any money to Molly. She's kind of spilling the beans here, and saying that he should take care of the baby because he's got to get used to being a house husband because that's all he's good for.
Yeah.
And
Jeff's a nice guy though. He's just an idiot.
Right. Then there's some more stuff with flirting with the ex. It's all kind of boring. Basically, he's like still, again, trying to prove himself that he's grown up. He's like, well, we all need to grow up sometimes. And I finally did it.
Oh, so these are those moments that are kind of settling to show at the very end when he's like.
Right. Exactly.
He says that thing to the mom. I'm like, hey, this wasn't earned.
It was, but also it still doesn't. It's still stupid.
Tomato mustache. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then we're outside or back in the kitchen.
We're back in the kitchen now. And we get another cutaway, dating app, fourth wall breaking cutaway. Something about you and me in an underground bunker and witch stuff. And
I don't know, I'd be into witch stuff. I like witch stuff.
Yeah, it sounded cool. And then, Jeff and Abby are kind of cooking together at this point. Jeff's still shirtless because, of course, he is.
Yeah. He's cutting stuff. He cut his finger, but then he kept cutting.
Right.
Go take care of that.
Which, well, I appreciate they got to get this done.
I thought you were going to say the nuance of capturing when people are cutting stuff.
I appreciate the full steam ahead. Please continue the movie. Like, I bet Jeff was like whatever the actor's name was like, oh, man.
Jeff Donnelly, Jack
who
Donnelly.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I was probably like, all right, no, we can't take a break. I actually did cut myself, but like, we need to keep filming because let's get it over with, please.
Well, it's been a month. Well, he's gone
in this house for a month.
He's gone method, right? So that's why. He's
yeah,
full method, right?
Full method, you're at.
The show must go on, right? Don't stop.
Believing.
Won't stop.
Believing.
All right, and then we get Abby gets a FaceTime from Barb, her mom.
Yes, Barb is the sister. No, it's the sister.
No, it's the sister.
So she's pranking her because earlier the sister was complaining about how skeevy their uncle is and how the aunt was like regaling them with tales of highway hand jobs from. Classic. And it was very uncomfortable and everyone was not having it. And she was like, oh, you don't have to experience this. So that's what she called her. And it's a video of her aunt talking about jerking off their uncle.
Man, why did uncles get such a bad rap? When did that start happening?
I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of good uncles.
Yeah, right? I don't know. I'm an uncle. I'm like, I'm a good uncle.
Yeah.
But there's so many creepy uncles out there.
John Candy, I feel like. Good uncle.
Great uncle, right? Yep. Good Uncle Buck. Yep.
Yeah. Top uncle.
Made the giant
other good uncles.
Yeah. Uncle Jesse. Yep.
Yeah. Great uncle. Oh, yeah. All the uncles from that show. Great uncles.
Yeah. But so many are so not
You're
good,
right.
I guess.
Yeah. Maybe we need an uncle renaissance. So.
Uncle renaissance.
Uncle from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Funny.
Uncles are fine. Let's go easy.
Yeah, we're all pro uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Except for this one. Sal seems like a real creep.
Yeah, he seems like a creep. Yeah, he looks like a creep too. I mean, sometimes you just see someone, you're like, yeah, you look like a creep.
That's right. Don't judge a book by its cover unless he's a creep.
That phrase only actually works for people. It doesn't work for books.
Oh. Oh, I thought I meant it works only for books.
No, it only works for people, right? Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a person by its cover. But I guess you can. No, you can totally judge, right?
I think it's the opposite. I think you can absolutely judge a book by its cover.
Can you though? Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know. The original phrase was "Don't judge a book by its binding," which was meant was a quality. Like if it looked like it was not a good quality book on the outside, it wasn't the cover of like the actual art. It was the binding of the book.
Oh, okay.
That's where the phrase or originates from.
You should cut in that the sound of the star rainbow going across the screen.
The more you know. Yeah, the more you know. There you go.
Give me a more you know sparkle.
The more you know. What the fuck are we talking about? Oh yeah, this movie.
Uncles, yeah, Uncle Sal.
Uncles are fine, but then there's some aren't.
And they end that call with "fuck you," and justifiably so. So then we cut to back outside where we get another photo booth montage. The mom and the ex or Gunner are like dancing together.
Heavy flirtation devices right here.
Yeah, very, very flirty.
But this is why it made me think that like, the ex is just kind of he's a dingleberry because he's throwing it back to the mom. So.
I think he's just having a good time. It seems like he's just there to party.
Look at you. Look at you.
I'm going to defend this guy.
You're going to move to California, have a bunch of actor friends now, aren't you?
I see. In a perfect world. Sounds like I'm not working in that future, buddy.
Yep. So. It's going to be you and Jake Gyllenhaal hanging out, right?
Oh, that sounds amazing. I would love to hang out with Donnie Darko.
I'd love to hang out too. And you guys be like, no. No. Jake Gyllenhaal would be like, no.
Yeah. That guy?
Yeah, that guy. Then this is going to turn into It's This Meets That with Jared and Jake.
Hey,
alliteration. Love the alliteration, right?
Yeah, you don't have to sell me on it. Jake Gyllenhaal, fuck you if you're listening.
Shit. If you want to replace the other host.
Yeah, send me an email. Send me a personal email. It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com. Russ doesn't read them.
We watch movies scene by scene, trailer, end credits. I'm Jake.
Oh, you already did the intro for him. Perfect.
Yeah. Fucking motherfucker, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. I mean, he'll probably quit soon because I'm going to keep calling him Donnie Darko. So
I'd listen to that podcast though. Damn it.
Yeah, I'll bring you right back. Don't worry.
Yeah. 2 episodes later.
Yeah, he'll get sick of me.
I don't even know where we are. What's happening now? Okay, so we're in the movie.
They were dancing, and Molly's like, "I'm going to go back inside, check on the baby." So then we cut back to the inside again.
We're in the kitchen. Jeff and Abby are taking stuff out of the oven. Molly shows up, and her and Jeff just start making out, and it's just like, what?
Yeah, and this is in the running for the quotes of Abby. Just says, "This is the Thanksgiving of my dreams."
And she finally tells Jeff to put on a shirt. Put on a shirt.
Right.
Put a fucking shirt on, dude. Well, then we cut
to does not.
He does not. And then we cut back outside. We got an outside montage, right? More friends just doing things,
dancing, photo booth stuff.
And now I think we're at I think we're pretty close to a halfway point of the movie right now.
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah, and this also must be like 30 minutes until dinner by now, right? Like I feel like they're wasting so much time.
Yeah, 30 minutes till 5:00. So yeah. And the sun's still out. It's California, so the sun's gonna be out for a while. Thanksgiving
forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Forever.
Basically forever.
Let us
like
know.
Alaska.
Does the sun go down in California? Let us know.
Yeah, great question.
I mean, from here we see it go down, but I don't think it ever goes all the way down.
Great point. Yeah, so then we cut to back upstairs, Jeff and Molly taking care of the baby. They're making out. Downstairs, Abby is like getting really frustrated and
stalking the ex.
Yep, stalking the ex
on Instagram. Yep, on Instagram, which, It's This Meets That. You can hit us up.
Yep, ex is engaged apparently. So
yes, yeah, she's getting married, whatever. She's engaged, so that's always tough, right?
I guess so.
And then another friend who shows up super late, the vegan crunchy girl, stereotype girl, right?
Well, there's more dancing montage in between, but you're correct for glossing over it.
Sorry, yes, you're right.
No, there is. Good.
And then the vegan crunchy friend shows up.
Right.
This is
Claire.
Claire, played by
Chelsea Peretti.
Chelsea Peretti, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
She's a
Shaw woman.
Shaw woman, yes, not a shaman. I like to refer to myself as a Shaw woman. So
yeah, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
And then Abby yells at her, tells her the shamans are from Peru, not San Bernardino, and a bunch of annoying stuff that's stupid. That's literally what I wrote in my notes. This is just a bunch of annoying stuff that's stupid.
Yep.
Then Molly comes back downstairs, and Abby's complaining about her ex being engaged. And then this is when like the blow up kind of starts to happen, right? She calls Claire a fickle fucko. And
and then there's a comment about Abby saying to the crunchy girl Claire there about how she wants to punch a pie in her asshole, which I thought that's a great line.
Yeah, it is pretty funny.
Yeah.
And Chelsea Peretti saying, it might actually be pretty hard to punch a tart into someone's asshole. So,
which that line's kind of funny too.
Yeah, impressive.
But then Abby takes off, and then Crunchy friend Claire here, she goes just all gangster kind of on her. And it's like, well, she's not here anymore. But
Yep. And then that scene kind of closes with a nice, oh, this pie looks great. I would never shove it up your ass. Good end of scene.
End scene. Bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Daylight.
Little intervention here.
3:45 p.m.
Yep.
So we get kind of the scene from the trailer. Like, again, this just feels all stitched together and just kind of like
in the trailer.
Yeah, the Abby talking with Lauren and like, I haven't made out with anyone for a year, and basically that's all that happens here. It's like,
right. Is it? Is it all that happens here, Russ?
I guess it's a joke for a setup for later on for Deon Cole too, about them making out. And he's like, next time you make out my wife, just invite a brother. Which At this point, I felt like there wasn't a script for this movie. I think they're just like, oh, here's just riff.
Actually, I read a little bit about the interview for that. There was a script for sure. They did let them do a fair amount of improv, I guess.
Which I think probably a lot of movies will do that, right? Like, hey, take another take, rip, especially with stand-up comedians, like, oh, go ahead, rip some lines, we'll take the best one.
I have a feeling it's not as much improv as we want it to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it's apparently that was a thing.
Okay, that's good. And then Abby and Lauren make out, right?
Yep, that's right.
That's it. Because just seeing catch everyone up, Lauren is on the microdosing some shrooms right now, right?
Right. Macrodosing. She's definitely macrodosing.
Macrodosing. Did Abby take them yet or no? No, she's not. She's not yet. Did she put them in the food or something? Did I miss that?
No. Nope.
Why is everyone else high then at some point?
They're not.
What?
Not everyone is. Just a couple random people here and there.
How do they get them? Do we know?
They just find them on the counter. She left them on the counter.
Oh, that's right. Because she pounds them in the kitchen, leaves them on the counter. Everyone's like, oh, chocolate. And they eat them. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So we're back in the kitchen. I don't know. Some shit happens. This is like what's his face there? Rick doing some riffing on some hemorrhoids and shit like that.
This was definitely a mostly improv scene. Apparently this took them forever to film. This was, I guess, one of the only scenes in the movie where the camera guys were laughing and people were like, wow, people behind the camera never laugh because they just want to go home.
Yes.
But apparently some of the hemorrhoids bits were funny enough that
some of the outtakes were pretty good, but
yeah. Knock knock, my hemorrhoids are back.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Then they walk through the menu of what they're serving because it's hemorrhoids adjacent, I guess, and then they bring all this food outside, right?
Okay, so this is where I actually wrote missing scene because I walked away.
Went to the bathroom. Yeah.
Yes, I walked away for probably a couple scenes here. So
okay,
but I didn't miss much though.
You missed the knock knock hemorrhoids scene? Oh man, that's the only funny scene in the movie.
I caught that one, but I got up as they were doing that, and I was like, all right, then I left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can see here. I was like, kitchen shit happens, and then missing scene because I walked away.
Perfect. Missing scene.
And then we're outside.
Yep. And they bring all the food out. Jeff, this is the scene from the trailer when Jeff gives Molly the hand-drawn card. That's very bad.
I missed that. Okay. Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's from the trailer. Yeah.
Then we cut back to the bathroom. Abby and Lauren.
And that's also. So he gives.
Was there anything else there that happened? Yes.
No. But there's two scenes from the trailer, right? Him giving the napkin and then doing the carving the turkey thing, right? And the feminism joke.
That's way later.
Oh wow, I missed so much. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I missed two scenes. Okay, you go ahead.
My God.
You do you.
There's so much in between.
I guess I really had to go.
So back to the bathroom.
Old man bladder.
Yeah. Abby and Lauren still making out, and this is when the daughter shows up. Um, Lauren's daughter. Did you miss this whole scene?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I definitely did. Yeah.
Okay, and she just comes in and is like, "Mommy, what are you doing?"
Must be great. Getting a new.
This is like one of the only funny scenes in the movie too. Oh, I feel bad.
Oh man.
And Lauren is like, "Oh, Mommy's helping Abby feel better." And she's like, "Wait, how? Like, I don't get it." She's like, "Well, kisses make people feel better, and I was helping her feel better." And she's like, "Abby, why were you sad?" "Well, because like my fucking ex got engaged and like blah blah blah." It's a whole thing, and then that's when Dan walks in.
Oh, now this makes sense. The joke,
and he's like, "Hey, what's going on here?" And the daughter's like, "Oh, Mommy was making Abby feel better," and Dan's like, "What?"
Okay.
And so then he confronts them. It's a whole thing. He's upset.
Yeah.
And they're like, "We weren't really making out." And they're like, "Well, I guess we were." And then Abby kind of just walks away. And Dan's like, "Yep, you've given us enough love for now. Please leave." And then they're like, we'll hash this out later. Kind of is the.
Oh, and they do. Okay. All right. Yeah, that kind of checks. Okay, and then I came back here. Then we're back outside, right?
Right. Then it's dinner, carving the turkey time.
And this is the scene from the trailer, a joke from the trailer, quote unquote joke. I'm making quote air quote things here.
Yep.
About how Jeff makes a joke about she could carve the turkey because feminism, whatever. And whatever. And then Claire gets her like funny moment, I guess.
Yep.
And she keeps going on. It's pretty long, and I don't.
She does a blessing for the dinner, a non-denominational spiritual blessing.
Right.
And then she like blesses the lettuce, eats some, does some more rambling. It's kind of funny. Then as she's finishing the blessing, she coughs, which I guess is also supposed to be funny.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that.
I just kept it in, I think.
Yeah, I remember from the outtakes. I was like, oh,
yeah. I guess I think it was an outtake that made it into the movie. Like it's not an outtake that like don't put the same scene in twice. Like
yeah,
in my opinion, who am I to say?
Hey, Jared,
who are we?
Yeah, when we get to direct our movie, we can do whatever we want.
I'm not going to leave the blooper in the movie and then put it also in the bloopers.
The bloopers, like, come on.
It's not a blooper then. Then it's a movie.
It's part of the movie.
Yeah, very frustrating. So then we cut. Finish the blessing, carving the turkey. Cut back to the bathroom. Dan and Lauren having an argument. He's upset, but also turned on, but mostly upset. And Lauren wants to talk about feelings and boundaries and all that, but she needs to sit down because she has taken too many shrooms.
Why did they break something? I don't get why that happened. That was weird. They broke like a dish or something. Like, why is it?
I think it was an accident.
Yeah, it was an accident, but like, why is this happening?
Oh, I bet that just happened. And they were like, I think there's more than we think in the movie. Where like they like bump the set around or like something, and they're like, well, just leave it, whatever.
Fuck it, let her run. We'll only get this house for a month.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. So then we were back to the kitchen, and this is where Abby's like, she's chowing down on shrooms, crashing. She is macro dosing.
Yeah, for sure. And then she goes on the computer to watch football, which makes sense. Except our baby friend is now crying on the monitor.
Oh man. Fucking babies, am I right?
Yep. So cut to the outside. We're sitting at the dinner table. There's more stupid lines. Did you write any of these down?
Now it's 5:00.
Right. I guess it must be 5:00 now.
It's 5:00 now, yeah. Yeah, everyone's eating. I didn't write too much down here, but yeah, the mom's talking about salsa. There's a whole bunch of things about salsa.
Yeah. Dan's making a bunch of snide comments about how he's going to flip Christmas on its ass because Thanksgiving has gotten out of hand, and he's very excited about his turn.
Yep. Molly takes some snipes at the X there, right? Jeff is kind of like not feeling it though. You can see he's like kind of visibly uncomfortable. Like, oh, she's basically flirting with him, basically, right?
Yeah. And then the mom makes a joke about getting raped in the 70s.
Yeah. Abby calls that out.
Yeah. She's like, what are you talking about? Rape?
It's like,
and
what?
And they keep going.
Yep.
The movie just keeps going. So the mom's like, I forgot how to have fun. And then she says, let's fucking party. And then Claire, out of the blue, suggests that everyone says 15 things that everyone is grateful for, which is
that's how they go around the table.
Too many things.
That's way too many. 15 things per person?
Yeah. That's the joke, I guess, but it's not very funny. It's just upsetting. It's just upsetting.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Like, let's say 15 things, and everyone's like, what?
Just say one. Okay.
Yeah. So the baby cries, and that's a cue for Abby. She's like, "Oh, I'll go get it." And Molly's like, "You don't have to."
Jared, like, it's a baby. It's a baby. It's not an it.
My bad. The baby.
The baby.
The baby.
The baby.
That's when Abby leaves. The ex-gunner is talking about how thankful he is for meeting Molly. It's really annoying.
So Molly's not on shrooms then, no, right now. But I thought
nope, not until later.
Okay. Because I was like, oh, someone on shrooms probably shouldn't be taking care of a baby. I'm guessing.
Correct. Well, that's Abby's going to go poison the baby right now. This is the cue for her to go poison the baby because she's
right. Because she's right. Okay. Yeah. Right. So don't feed it after midnight, and don't give it nuts, and don't.
That's right.
Water it. Okay.
Yeah, that could be a safety tip. Don't feed a baby while you're on shrooms.
Yeah, that's a probably a good one. Don't feed a baby.
I mean, not that it's probably a good one like we made it up. That is already an established ITMT safety tip number 109.
Don't feed a baby while on shrooms.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then Abby goes to take care of the baby, right? And what do we?
They keep going around the table. Like that's when the gunner's I'm thankful for Molly, and Claire's like, I'm thankful for ayahuasca. And everyone's like, what?
Yeah, and also then maybe my timing is wrong here, but they ate at 5. The sun was still out. Yeah, I'm sorry, movie. I hate nitpicking like this shit, but if you introduce time, I'm going to start thinking about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
They go up to the baby room, and then we're back outside, and it's like night. Right?
That's way later.
Oh man,
so many things happen between that.
What? Oh my god,
I don't know, man.
Oh shit. Okay, well, walk me through it. Hold my hand. Take me through this.
No, you're right. It is going to be night, but it's like there's a scene in between.
Okay, so there is some time has passed, but
it will become night eventually. Yes.
Yeah. What time does the sun go down in California in Thanksgiving?
Oh, probably like 8, right?
8?
Maybe later. I don't know.
No, I don't know if it's that late, right?
No, I don't know. Yeah, you look that up while I tell everyone about what happened. So, we still get more people talking about how thankful they are for stuff. Rick's thankful for his CrossFit gym that he owns, and he's thankful for his wife, who they gloss over her. That's apparently part of the joke, continuing of how she has no lines because of Botox. They just cut right through her.
It's about 5:45.
Oh wow! Okay, so
sunset's 5:45.
It's going to happen in a second. Then, yeah, we're right about there.
And our sun sets over here on this side of the glorious planet around 4:30, 4 something.
Somewhere around yeah. Okay, that tracks perfectly then.
Okay,
that's when we cut back to the baby. So Abby's now feeding the baby poison. The baby, while watching football.
The dingo ate your
baby. I'm doing baby feeding motions.
Oh, is that what that is? See it. Oh, that's okay.
That's right. You shove pie in a baby's mouth.
You plan on being a dad, right?
Yep. Maybe. We'll see. TBD.
Maybe baby.
Yeah, maybe baby. Then we come back to outside. Molly is talking about how jealous she is of the happy family. It's still daytime. She's looking at Dan and Lauren and like how happy they are together. And then now we get a random song break to denote nighttime.
Remember
they just played a song and like literally show like the moon coming out, and they're like, and now it's night.
Okay, so they did a little fast forwarding of okay. I don't remember any of that. So
yeah, it's stupid. So then we cut back to upstairs with Abby, and she is now sleeping in the baby's room after feeding it poison.
Yeah.
And this is when her fairy gay mothers show up as they're credited in the movie.
Okay.
Right. Margaret Cho, Wanda Sykes.
And I don't know who that third person was.
Other person.
Fortune.
I recognize her.
Fortune Feimster?
Yes. She's funny. I like her.
Not know who that person is.
Oh, she's in stuff.
Oh, another stand-up. Okay. Yeah. So okay.
Yeah. And she like gets like lots of bit parts and things.
Gotcha.
Which I appreciate. They're all pretty funny. Like they make some funny jokes. Talk about how all the newbies, apparently all the gay newbies get a Very gay mother. I don't know. They do a bit for a bit.
Yeah.
It's like not important to the movie, really. Basically, they're like, remember, your ex was abusive. And like, maybe you should be happy with yourself. You're the home that you're looking for.
Yeah. Which, just be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. Yeah.
And then they give her a little, which, by the way, this was listed in like the fast factor. Oh no, it was listed in the connections on IMDb. That made me furious. It was like, in the movie, the fairy gay mothers tell Abby's character that they're to clap her heels 3 times and say, "There's no place like home," just like in Wizard of Oz. But they tack on Depot, so it's "There's no place like home, Depot." And then
we're down.
Meanwhile,
yeah.
Downstairs, right?
In the living room, we got the crunchy lady and Gus chatting. Claire and Gus chatting. Gus, who has got 2 lines. He's the one who hates his family.
Right. The missing brother.
Yes. He's like midway talking about his missing brother.
Yeah. And this is when he says that he kind of hopes his missing brother doesn't come back. I think that was supposed to be the payoff from earlier when he's like very sad about his missing brother.
Nice. And then Abby shows up, right?
Yeah. And she's very fucked up on shrooms at this point.
Yeah,
she's apologizing for earlier, yelling at Claire, which that's nice. I appreciate that. And then in the kitchen, Molly is talking to Mom that the timing is interesting of inviting Gunnar to a thing, and or the timing of why she's here, because she's like, did you leave your new husband that she just got? Because the mom recently got married to the guy Silverio, right? Or something.
Yeah. Dude.
Apparently she's leaving him. Yeah. I don't know. It's stupid. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's like, why is this again? So this is basically like you said before, this is like a real, quote unquote, loosely based on real things that Malin Akerman and Nicole Peony kind of went through or whatever, and it just feels like that's what it feels like. It feels like, oh, this happened, and they just kind of stitch these things together, and like there's no glue here.
Yeah,
there's no gravy to pull the mashed potatoes and the stuffing together.
I love gravy.
If I may do a Thanksgiving
you may.
I did.
I'll allow it. Yeah, you can shove your fist into the traditional ITMT turducken, like John Madden style,
all day long.
Did you catch any of that during Thanksgiving Day football? They're just like, man, like we're tributing today to like John Madden fisting a turkey. Like, boy, nobody stuck his hand in the turducken like John Madden did, and they just like showed a bunch of clips about it. It was really weird.
I didn't watch any football on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay.
No, kind of crazy, right?
That is great.
That's not true. I watched the first game, but that's a weird thing to.
Yeah, I was like, is it some anniversary of John Madden's? Like, I don't understand. Like, he died like 5 years ago? I don't.
No, he died recently, I think.
No way, he died so long ago.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, it is an anniversary. It is an anniversary, right?
I don't know. It must be, because I was like, why are we talking about John Madden in a turkey? Like, yeah, he died last December.
Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't that far off. Yeah.
I guess maybe this is so this is the first Thanksgiving without John Madden fisting a turkey, I guess.
Yeah. You keep saying that.
They kept saying it. I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say he died recently. That's why they've this whole everything
a year ago.
Well, yeah, I mean, but the football season was kind of coming in, and like, he passed away, and then you gotta,
yeah.
You always do the in honor of the following season. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Fuck you, John Madden. If you want to get a podcast from the grave,
shoot us an email.
Yeah. Get in touch with our people.
All right, where are we in this movie? God damn it, we need to get this done. We have 4 minutes.
Yeah. So this is when we cut back to our perfect family here. Dan and Lauren and the kids are sitting around playing hula hoop and having a good old time. They do some quick cuts here because the movie is now accelerating to the conclusion, like we are.
Yeah.
Upstairs, Jeff is comforting the baby,
right?
Which is going fine. Back downstairs, Lauren starts telling the kids about that society is assholes.
Because she's high, and that's what people do when you get high. You just start talking about politics and just general state of deep talk about the rest of the world, right?
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile,
you're talking about
Jeff's is taking selfies with the baby. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, this is gonna get really weird.
Yep, in a second. Then we're telling the daughter that she's a strong Black woman and needs to stand up for herself, and at least there's a thread of good message in this, and the fairy gay mothers earlier, like there are threads of good messages here.
Yes.
And then we get back to upstairs, more Jeff baby selfies, and then the baby starts sucking on Jeff's nipples, which not cool, probably. Because Molly walks in and she's like, "What are you doing?"
What I think pisses me off more than anything on this planet is the whole setup for this joke was him not wearing a shirt.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Like, that's so irritating. Like, just put on a fucking shirt. Like these are things that just wouldn't you wouldn't walk in front of like someone and just have a bottle of lotion and you're just naked walking around. You'd be like, I'm going to turn around and walk away. You wouldn't just continue to stand there. You wouldn't just not wear a shirt.
That's true.
Literally, this joke is set up just because he wasn't wearing a shirt.
Yep. Horrible.
I fucking hate it.
And then Molly kind of glosses over it and is just like, well, I'm going to put him down for a nap.
Yeah, and things get really awkward, which they should, because the kid was just sucking on a teat. Dude teat.
Very Ben Stiller. That was probably Ben Stiller came in and was like, guys, this hasn't happened yet. Like, make sure, remember, he's like, remember Meet the Fockers?
Yeah, I've got nipples. Why don't you milk me?
Right. He's like, let's do that again. People like that.
Yeah.
No notes otherwise.
Oh my god. And then all right, so she takes over. Jeff leaves. It takes him a while, but she's just, get the fuck out of here, Jeff. And he's a little clingy. And then the mom shows up and she's like, oh, I'll take over. And this is kind of like the turning moment, I think, for the mom and her, right? Yeah. Like kind of recovering whatever their relationship. And then we're outside. Lesbians are making out. Abby's watching while she's super high.
It's supposed to be the recovery moment. It's not. It's the make it worse moment. Shortly.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yes, it does. Yeah.
So yeah, outside, love's in the air.
Yep. Abby's watching. As other two lesbian characters are making out, and then
that's when we get
Christine Taylor's character, Brienne.
Right, the Botox lady.
I missed this part.
Yeah. Okay. And she's in the bathroom then, like tearing at her face because she's like, Botox, yes. And it's weird. And Molly's knocking on the door because she needs the bathroom, and then she just walks away. And I'm like, wait a second, somebody should be concerned about this woman.
Yeah, it's a little terrifying.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go well for her, but we'll find out.
That's when this movie could have turned into a horror movie, and she's just like clawing at her face, whatever, and everyone's high on mushrooms, and like,
that would have been awesome.
Yeah, not that. Yeah, but
I would have loved that movie.
Yeah, do I look pretty? Tell me I'm pretty.
Tell me I'm pretty.
Mm-hmm. All right, then we get a dance montage.
Yep. And then basically they dance montage until the baby starts crying again. And Molly's like, what happened, Helen? You're supposed to be watching the baby.
Semi-important dance montage because Jeff's dancing like a dope and Molly isn't into it. And Molly's actually dancing with the ex.
That is true. That is a good point.
So, and then there is another thing where like, why are they doing this? Lauren takes a video of Molly dancing around and doing prom night all over again things, but then it cuts like a vertical, like you're looking through the camera kind of shot. It's like you don't need to do that.
Yeah,
I don't think.
No, and there's no payoff for that either, really.
At the very end.
I guess
which
it's another one where it's like payoff.
By the way, if you've got friends, they shouldn't post that up on the internet.
Right.
If your friends are actual friends, they wouldn't post that up,
especially when your friend is a movie star.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, Helen doesn't pay attention. The baby's crying, and Helen's like, "No, I am paying attention. That's what babies do, sweetheart. They cry," which is kind of funny. But Molly and Abby then go upstairs to check on him. Abby is super zonked,
high as shit.
Molly's like, oh my God, the baby's having an allergic reaction to nuts.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. Pecans.
Like,
Pecans for the win, if I do say. That was more of like a... Ooh.
You do declare?
Oh, man, that was more of a... What's his face? Ooh, I don't want to do that one.
I don't know.
Claire.
House
of Cards thing there. I don't want to do that.
Oh,
we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that Southern night. No.
I don't know. It is a fun accent, though.
It is fun. It's fun. Pecans for the win.
Yep. And so Abby's like, I'll drive. Wait. No, I won't. So they go outside to wait for a lift. And then this is when Abby's like, well, babies can have pecans, right? Man, and they're like, what?
This is where it all blows up, right?
Yeah. So everyone knows, don't give baby nuts. Abby didn't know pecans were nuts.
Most people don't.
Apparently. Molly is like, you haven't been thinking straight for a whole year now. And like, it's, just because you were in the closet until you're 29 doesn't give you the right to, go crazy.
It's two friends unloading on each other of like, things have been pent up and built up. Right. And the truth comes out. Right. And they're also comparing their relationships and how shitty their relationships have been and their way they're grieving and dealing with these things. So,
yeah. And Jeff overhears Molly say that like their thing is just a rebound. And he comes out and goes and gets in the lift with Abby, with Molly.
But even hearing that, he still hops in the car with her and goes because,
Right. Because he cares kind of.
Yeah.
Then we cut back to the yard where Helen finally notices that the baby is missing.
Yeah. What did Mom just do? Like, what did she do? I don't know. Did she do
nothing? No, she's like hanging out with Joe Lando there. Joe Lando.
Right.
And then we cut back to the lift. The driver says something about babies eating nuts and like dying, and it's not helping, which is frustrating. Then they cut to the emergency room. It's like a lot of quick cuts at this point. I'm just burning through it.
No, that's fine. It's fine. Burn through. Because I'm like thinking about it, like, oh my God, this whole ER thing was super annoying. Like it wasn't even like they're having a back and forth with the nurse, like, what's wrong? And the nurse is like, well, is a kid on drugs? Is it alcohol, whatever? And it's like,
is that kid on alcohol?
Stop asking these goddamn questions and take care of the kid. Ask the questions later. Take care of the kid.
Exactly. The mom's like, no, it was nuts. Like, I know what happened.
Yeah.
So then we cut back to the party. And Dan is asking Lauren if he's a better kisser than Abby. That's important for some reason. Helen comes out, announces she can't find the baby. They all panic and start looking for the baby. So then we cut to Abby, who
why would you just leave your own fucking party and just disappear?
I mean, it's a baby emergency. I don't know.
And Abby, be a friend. Go back to the party and be like, hey, everyone.
Right.
This is what's going on. See, this is a problem. Like, I hate this because like there's it's fine to suspend logic here, but like there's a moment where like their logic gets so in the way of like whatever you're trying to do. It's like
exactly.
It's distracting.
So Abby's not helping. She's sitting on the stoop out front. She calls Molly. There's no answer because of course not. And then she just says there's no place like Home Depot. Doesn't matter. Cut back to the hospital. The baby's doing better. Jeff's like, Molly, how are you doing? And she goes on a rant about how she screwed up and how the baby could have died and blah, blah, blah. Jeff's comforting her, saying she's doing the best that she can.
Yeah.
Ask if she meant what she said about him being a rebound. And she's like,
yeah.
And so he's like, okie dokie, see you later then. Also, don't forget, I still owe you for the photo booth. My bad.
And she's like, nah. He's like, good.
Yeah. And then that's when Helen calls. Finally, the mom calls Molly, and she answers, and the mom's like, "The baby's missing," and she's like, "No, she's not. The baby's with me at the hospital." So now everyone's asking, "Is the baby okay? Is everything fine?" The mom starts making out with the ex-gunner for some reason. They have a little chit chat, and she's flirting, and it's annoying. And he's like, "Whoa, you're Molly's mom."
Yeah. Yes.
And she's like, well, we're more like sisters. And he's like, I wouldn't sleep with my ex's sister either, Helen. What? And he's like, actually becomes a reasonable person. This is what you were getting at earlier when like
it's not
out of the blue.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't feel like really earned.
Yeah.
It's just like all of a sudden out of the blue. Yeah, he's just like, she doesn't need a sister. You're her mother, and it seems like that's what she could use right now. I'm like, wait, where did this come from? This guy was like kind of like schmoozing and douchey, and sure, he dropped his two lines of like
schmooshy.
We'll call it schmooshy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, not earned.
Yeah, not earned. So then he's like, yeah, Helen, go be a mom for once. Back to the hospital. The test came back fine. They're like, yo, your kid has a nut allergy. FYI.
You're a fucking true hero right now, powering through this.
Yeah. By the way, weren't you in Pluto Raiders? Like, what was it like working with Meryl Streep? And she's like, great.
I love the idea that Meryl Streep was in a movie called Pluto Raiders.
Yeah, it does sound funny.
That's funny.
I'd watch that.
Yep.
And then Abby shows up, and there's a whole bit about how she's family, and that they won't let her back into the emergency room. And she's like, no, it's because I'm gay, isn't it? Like,
why is that a joke? Why I don't know. Why is this?
I don't know. And then the nurse tells her it's not because you're gay, you're just not on the list.
That's all it is.
And then
it's not
Molly
because you're gay.
says,
It's because you're just not on the list. That's how it works.
You can come in.
That's it.
And then, they have a little chit chat about each other. They finally, both apologize.
Yeah, it's wrapping up the sitcom ending,
Yeah, Molly says she's not okay. Abby's like, I know.
Blah, blah, blah. And then Abby has her fourth wall breaking moment here, right?
Yep.
Before she leaves.
It's very frustrating. Yeah, frustrating.
Talking about what she's into. Yeah.
Whenever the nurse comes in, is like, I'll set you up with my cousin Teresa. And Abby's like, that's unprofessional. And then they leave. So then there's a brief lift montage on the way home where they're gobbling.
Oh my God, I'm visibly pained.
They give the baby Jeff's turkey banana hammock to play with.
Why? What is going on?
And then they talk about licking Jeff's balls.
They're clean.
Right, they're clean. We establish, and then we get home, and Abby apologizes to Dan.
Now, listeners, this probably feels like a very we're just making things up as we go kind of thing, but this is scene by scene. So
way she goes, yeah.
This is the way it goes. This is the way the ship is sailing. So It is just as choppy as we're describing it. So,
yep. So Abby apologizes for making out with Lauren. Dan's like, it's okay, just invite me next time. And then everyone leaves. Okay. Bye.
I don't. I mean, yeah, it's fun. I mean, there's a little bit more left here, but not much. Well, let's get through it. Through it.
So then
you get through it.
Yeah, we cut back to the kitchen. Do you want to flesh this out more?
No. You're doing good.
Yeah,
you're doing great. You wrote more than I did, so
okay, perfect. So Mom's in the kitchen. She cleaned up and made some leftovers plates. So she was actually doing something useful for once. Which Molly comments on. Abby grabs a bottle of wine, and Helen does a pretty dark joke about how she envies the girls for the era that they get to live in, and they're like, "Oh, you also live now. Like, you don't have to get raped in the 70s anymore." And then the age appropriate guy comes back, Joe Landa, and he's like, "Hey, Helen,
would you like to join me out front for a drink?"
Right. And then they joke about her getting laid. And then it's that
is literally the end.
That's the end.
That's the end of the movie.
Yeah. At least someone's getting laid tonight is, I think, the last line.
That's the last line of the movie.
So then we do credits, bloopers, they're hemorrhoid bits, more from the kinky scene from the beginning, talking about, they're talking about childbirth. Then there's some more bloopers with Rick. Rick had a couple of funny jokes.
The Chelsea Peretti line was pretty funny.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, that's so fucked up.
Yeah. She at one point, when it's the scene when she's yelling at Abby after she already left, "I'll take your silence as consent."
And she's like, oh no, that's not good.
It was like the only funny things that happened were in the bloopers.
Yes, 100%.
And then basically, and then the last actual line of the movie is when Molly says, "What the fuck kind of movie is this?" And that's it. But if it felt like nothing happened at the end, you're right. Nothing means anything.
Look, everyone needs you. I don't know. Yeah, everyone needs you need your first movie to get through, right?
Yeah, be true to yourself.
Be true to yourself. Stick with it. Keep writing. Keep making movies. I actually even forgot what I was going to say when we got to the end there. I was going to say something and I forgot it.
It doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
It doesn't matter.
I watched right before this movie yesterday. We watched Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Such a good movie. That's a good movie. It was
great. Yeah, nothing matters.
Nothing actually matters. This might be one of the worst ones. I think it's one of the worst ones.
It's probably like probably bottom 10 movies that we've covered, but I don't think it's the worst.
No,
because at least it moved, and it had people I like in it, and it had a couple of funny throwaway lines here and there.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess the Nicholas Sparks movies are pretty terrible.
Yes,
those are like someone just putting a drill in your forehead and like,
right, yes. Exactly. This was better than that.
And when you're like, why is this happening? And someone's just like, because it is. Like,
because movie. Yeah. Okay. But don't watch it though, listeners. I don't recommend it.
No. I think you've done a service just by listening and getting to this point. So you've done it. You did it. Good for you.
Great job. Congratulations.
Congratulations, listener. All right. Well, I don't know. What else is there? Is there anything else to say about this thing, or?
I don't think so. I think we just shut it down. Just like this movie will end on a stupid note.
Yeah. Why the fuck is this? What the fuck is this movie?
Well, what the fuck kind of movie is this? Who knows?
All right. Well, that's it. So thanks for listening, everyone. I'll be back next week with a new movie.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That. We're ITMTpod on Twitter, and subscribe wherever you're listening.
And while you're subscribing, you can also be reviewing. Leave us a review, write us something nice, 5 stars maybe, whatever you feel like. If you want to give us longer form feedback, send us an email. We like those too. We'll read them in a trailer trash. I promise. Just send us whatever you want. It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com. Or you can go to the website, find all the information about us, about our email, about our social media, all the old episodes, anything you'd ever want, and much more at itsthismeetsthat.com.